Now let's learn about neural networks. Now, why are we learning about neural networks? Because neural networks are alluring because of the biological inspiration. They degrade gracefully, that is, they learn and retain the intelligence kept in them. They handle noise inputs very well. They are very good for classification, just like the dataset we saw earlier. They model human learning to some extent, which we want in a machine, and they don't need to be programmed. And you don't need to program them, so there's not much need for learning programming. Although, some limitations of neural networks are that they are hard to understand and impossible to debug because there are many layers in neural networks, and once you get into the layer of the hidden layers, it's very difficult to see where the error lies. We'll talk about this in future. And they are not appropriate for symbolic information processing. So, enough with the neural networks, and let's see what a neuron really is, from which the neural networks were derived. So, this is our fundamental unit of brain, neurons. Now, it's a complicated biological diagram. We don't need to focus on many things, but just the two things. The first one are the axons, which are here, if you can see them. They are also called the transmitters or the axon terminals, which are these terminals where they transmit the data which is processed from here. So, where is the input? Here, which is the dendrites. These neurons take data or receive data from dendroids and then pass it through different processes and then finally transmit the data through axon terminals or transmitters. Isn't that amazing? Now, just a fun fact, there are 10 billion neurons in humans and each one has an electrochemical state. Now, if we look at the brain at a more holistic view, we'll see that each neuron has on average 7,000 synaptic connections with other neurons, and a neuron fires to communicate with its neighbors. So, this is the complicated structure of brain which we are trying to enumerate in a machine. Isn't that amazing? We'll learn more about artificial neural networks in the next lecture.